this is, if it stays too long, it'll lock it up because we're putting a tremendous amount of pressure here at point-to-point contact. And so I'm going to run this for 7 seconds, and then you can see, I'm going to see just what the maximum load that we can put on it. So you can look at this. 1,001, 2, 3, one finger, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you see the smoke coming up there? So that's about as good as that's going to get. I'm going to put it up here and see if we can get a shot. Can you get that shot there? Can you see the damage on the bearing there? So that's some pretty gnarly stuff there. If that happens in your engine, that's engine overhaul time. If you're going to get any kind of, that's a catastrophic failure. So you don't want that to happen in your car. When that oil light comes on, if you don't have our product, you better be turning that key off very quickly. So anyway, what I'm going to do, we'll use the same bearing. I'm just going to rotate this to one side and have a clean spot again for the next product. So we've just rotated that to one side and put the damage on the side. So anyway, with that done, now I'm going to take this out very quickly. I'm going to show you why your engine wears out. And you get this every time you change your oil. But now if you can get this, try to come in close on this if you can. These are the wear metals. Can you see that? Those are the wear metals that we just did in 7 seconds. That's what's in your engine oil every time you change your oil. And so that's why an engine wears out. Those particles, those parts per million that you read in an oil analysis is really what makes your engine, the more of these you get in there, the faster you make damage to your engine. So the sooner you change the oil, the better off you are with regular oil. So anyway, we have this one here. I'm going to very quickly take some of the emery cloth here, and we're going to smooth out some of the damage that we did to the race. I'm just smoothing it out. So the next product that we're going to use is the leading synthetic product. This is a great product. If you buy a new Mercedes or a Corvette or a Lexus, probably this is an OEM, the original equipment manufacturer. This is what comes from the factory. Doesn't get any better than this in the synthetic world business. So this is good for about 400 degrees. It's a wonderful oil. It's a smaller molecule, and but it's about 3 to 4 times more expensive. That leading petroleum products are $3, $4, $5 a quart, depending on where you buy it. This product here can run anywhere from $12 to $15 a quart, so it can get very expensive. Now we got the wheel rolling. I'm going to pour this product in. We're going to see what a product that's 3 times the more cost is going to run, how it's going to compare. So we got a full bath of oil again. We have a clean spot on the bearing. We'll redo this again. Now this is the leading synthetic product, and if I could, let me have another volunteer. You want to come up and do this one? Come on up, sir. Come this side here, if you'll be so kind. This is the leading petroleum. If you'll just grab this and just start slowly putting some pressure on it. You can see this coming up. Right, back off. All right. Do it again. All right. Do it 2 or 3 times so you get a feel for just what you can get done. All right. All right. That's about it, isn't it? All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming up. And I'll probably have to come back up. But anyway, I'll run this again for 7 seconds. And so at point-to-point contact now, this is what it is. You can watch what goes up here. Watch how quick the smoke comes off. At point-to-point contact, we're putting tremendous pressure on this. 1,001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's about as good as that's going to get. So let's see what the damage looks like compared to the other product. I think you can see that it's pretty close to the same. If you do the same type of test for the same amount of time at the same pressure, it's going to be fairly close. That's pretty gnarly. There again, it has its limitations. It's great oil. We're not saying anything about the oil. You need these oils. But you also they are limited in regards to extreme pressure. Under normal conditions, they work great. But how are they in extreme pressure situations? That's what we're trying to show you here today. Now, I'm going to rotate it one more time. And to move along quickly here, I'm going to go to the #1 additive product that's out there on the marketplace, one of the top products. This is a heavy-duty oil stabilizer, and it's supposed to stabilize. They use a lot of this product in the trucking industry. It's thick and it's gooey, and as you can see, it's very thick. Looks like about a 90 weight, but it's very thick, sticky, and so the average person would look at that and say, well, you know, thicker may be better. Maybe that'll give you a better cushion of protection. Maybe it'll work better. And so what they didn't tell you is that when it is thicker in an engine, you're actually dragging the engine more. It's not, won't give you the kind of protection you're looking for, but it actually, you know, is just thickening up the oil. But let's see how this works. Now we've got the #1 lubricant synthetic motor oil there. This is one of the top selling additive products. And let's put this in here, add it to it, and see how much this is going to help it. And so as you can see, this is, if you don't like it in here, if you don't put it in here, you might want to put this on your pancakes. Looks like honey, doesn't it? That's thick. See how sticky and that is? That's a Paratac in it. And it's an oil thickener, an anti-oil stabilizer. So anyway, now we've got, as you notice how thick this is and sticky when I first poured it in there. But keep in mind, this is at room temperature now. Watch when I put the temperature to it. This is a clean bearing spot again. This is, you want to come back up and pull it one time? You come up and pull it. This is the #1 additive with the #1 motor oil. See the smoke? See that? That's about, it doesn't take long, does it? I'm going to run it for 7 seconds. You can see 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So with all of that expensive, with a very expensive additive product with the most expensive motor oil, you really didn't get any advantage, did you? With one finger, you've got this, all right? And so I'm going to show you very quickly what we have done there with both of those products together. Can you get that on there? You can see that's even a worse scar, just with those two working together. And now, so that we don't change the solution, I'm going to put this back on. I'm going to rotate it to one more side. You've seen the damage we've done with the two. And so now I've got a clean spot here. And so to show you that it's still not working even on a clean spot, it's the same thing, right? All right, now with that done, I'm going to take our product. This is the engine life treatment with XPL Plus technology. And all I'm going to do, and I'll get you, sir, to come back up. I'll let you try to pull this. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of our product to the solution. I just added a small few drops of this into that same. You saw how it failed. So if you would just start pulling on it and start trying to, just with our product added to that, as you can see, you can go ahead, I got. You can't begin to stop it. Once our product goes in, it's attracted to the heat and the friction, it's pulled right into it. And if you'll notice, we're pulling this on hard as we can. This isn't moving. There is no smoke and there is no noise that are coming off of it. This is the product that is being pulled into the metal, and it is protecting. Now we're healing the damage that was created. Remember the damage part that I showed you on the bearing before? But as we did that, you want to pull it one more time and then I'll show it from there. You can go 50 times. All right, thank you, sir. As you can see, can I get an amen on this? All right, so we're talking about putting all the pressure. This was on a brand new spot here that we're talking about. But the damage, I want to show you something, the damage that was done, and look how we've polished that metal now. It looks just like it's chrome plated. And if you'll notice that, it's just like it's chrome plated. But now I'm just going to rotate it one more time, and I'm going to go back to, well, let me see, I'll just rotate it. I'll put it back on the damaged spot again, but I'm going to show you something that really makes why the excitement is about this product. As we're putting the pressure on, as soon as our product feels that there's heat in it, it runs right to it. It's pulled right into the heat. Our product likes heat, and it goes in and it lowers the friction, which lowers the heat, which lowers the damage being done. It stops the damage from occurring. Then you start using less fuel, and you have less pollutants out the tailpipe. So, and it's plant-based. This product is a plant-based product. It's not petroleum, it's not synthetic. But that's what we're talking about. Now, as you know that if you break bust a head gasket or a coolant line in an engine, if you get 4% of the coolant into your engine, it totally destroys it. So water and oil, does not mix. And so with that done, if you'll watch me, I'm going to put exactly 4% of water in here to see how it reacts if we put water in here. Is that 4%? How about that? Is that 4%? It doesn't matter, you can wash it all out. It really doesn't make any difference. Our product continues, we wash it all out, we're still on the metal. So even though it's full of water, your engine, literally you can take a water hose, fill your engine up, as long as you have our product in there, that's what's going to happen. So now with that done, the only thing that could be worse, of course, is dirt and gravel. Now, here's what we're talking about. You're going to get some of that through because it gets past your filter in your engine. So you do get a lot of dirt and stuff in your engine. And so if you're full of water, and then we pour this in, now you've got the engine full of water, dirt, sand, and gravel. And watch what happens here. We are just going to pulverize that dirt, sand, and gravel to like a talcum powder. So we're pulling it. You notice this still isn't moving, and that's about as bad as it can get with our product. And so in there makes the difference, doesn't it? Now, if I pull this off, then I can show you if you can see this is what we're running in. That's what was in that engine. So that's nothing but mud. As I say, you mix water and sand together, you got a word called mud, and if you're going to run in mud, you better have some extra protection like our product. Now with that done, the only thing you're saying is, how will the product work if you have no oil in your engine, and all we have now is just what's on the moving parts. There's where the rest of the products failed, right there, and they went up in smoke. You heard the damage and everything tearing up the metal, and now no oil whatsoever. I can take this, I can take the excess off. All we have is our product into the metal now. So that's what we're talking about. Even we're in the metal like little ball bearings rolling with one another. And so we're lowering the friction, which lowers the heat, which lowers the wear. But this is what we're talking about. 50 times the pressure that the other oils that can take, and it just keeps on going. And we can run this all day long and you're not going to see any difference in it. And so now you say, well, what happens? And as you can see, we just polished the metal, the damage that was there, and now I'm going to show you our product without any of this, when you don't have the damage. And so I'm just going to rotate this one more time around to a smooth spot. We have a smooth spot on the face of it. And so we're going to just take our product, and all I really need is enough to just put it on my finger and touch that. All I got to do is put a little bit here, just enough to wet the metal. Now we have a clean spot. There's where the other products fail.